Hello everyone, good evening, welcome to Alchem IAS. So as all of you are aware, the prelims 2021 results are out. And today we have with us a special guest, Dr. Rajesh Mohan, All India rank 102 from UPSC CSE 2020, and who has scored 400 plus in GS, and who might be getting the IPS cadre soon. So now we are in conversation with Dr. Rajesh Mohan about how to actually kickstart your mains preparation. A lot of you must have started your mains preparation, but this is to give you an idea about the book list he has mastered over the past few years and the secret to scoring 400 plus marks, and any doubts related to answer writing, related to the general pointers regarding mains. Dr. Rajesh Mohan will explain now with us. Over to you, Dr. Rajesh Mohan.
Okay, thank you, Sai, for having me. And first of all, I would like to congratulate all those people who have been selected in 2021. As we all know that the prelims this year was very factual and tricky. So I would tell that those people who have been able to make it to the list, they have got a golden opportunity in the sense that they can make this their last attempt if they work smartly with a bit of luck. So again, thank you for having me. And I'm Dr. Rajesh Kumar Mohan, and I would try to share how my experience of mains, because what happened is that previously I used to give my attempts and I used to have some issues in mains only. So I have learned from the mistakes I have made over the years, and I will try to give as crisp and as clear-cut advice so that you can kickstart your mains preparation right now.
Great. So we have 70 days for for the mains examination, roughly around 68 days actually. So what to expect in the 68 days, the book list, the answer writing and all of them, we'll go with a paper-wise format. So firstly for GS1, your sources and strategy, if you can elucidate.
Right. So let's start with GS1. First is that we can divide GS1 into 4 parts. One is history, art and culture, geography. So this way we can divide, and Indian society. So let's start with Indian society first of all.
Yeah, we have history, geography, and Indian society. Right. Yes, please go on.
So I feel the most priority that you should give right now for preparing should be Indian society, because this is the topic which is not there in prelims, but a major section of the GS paper 1 comes from Indian society as such. So I would say that in Indian society, what should we do? So first of all, for all the papers, you should have the syllabus printed out separately. For paper 1 at one place, paper 2 at one place, 3 and 4. So all the terms of society that are mentioned, you should have a material of all the keywords, what is to be, at least 1 or 2 page summary should be there. Now, I refer to vision value added material for Indian society, because there they have given nicely about it. You can also refer to NCERTs of Indian society. They are very nicely written, but the point is that they are little lengthy. So this is the time if you want to do NCERT right now, you can do, or if you have made notes, then it is fine. But don't do these NCERTs in the last month of the preparation. So like the second month. So vision value added material and NCERT notes. Try to focus on having as many examples as possible. So you take examples from NCERT, from vision value added material. So that is for society. Next comes the geography. Now geography, you have to, there are 2 elements to geography. One is that what I refer to. One is there is an NCERT of physical geography. So generally one static question comes from there. So I will say one source would be NCERT physical geography, and you may be able to predict some questions here. According to me, I personally believe this year they can ask a question on heat budget, because that's a very standard question and they have not asked yet. So that heat budget chapter you should try to do. Along with that, I will say for geography, past year papers. You get a hold of past year papers and try to answer them through internet or any place, and have like ready-made answers for them so that you can revise them. So past year papers, mains papers, you write on a page, you write it down that these are the things you have to do. So for geography, the questions would be repeated as such. So for geography, you make answers for those questions. So class 11 NCERT along with past year questions answer, you have to find it out. So that is for geography. I think now let's move to the history element. Now you can write here, Sai, I think in geography past year paper answers, so that you have to
previous questions for everyone. Okay.
And along with that, I feel one element is there, geography resources. Sometimes that question comes, like location of industries and resources like natural resources and all these things. For that, I refer to Shabir sir's notes. So there is a tutor, Shabir sir. So from there, I decided to refer to this part. Now let's go to the history element. Now history we can divide into ancient, medieval, modern, art and culture, post-independence, and world history. So it's a very big chapter as such, subpart as such, but you have to be careful because you know certain things. So for modern India, whatever you referred during your preparation, that can be done. So spectrum, most of the people read spectrum, so that is sufficient for modern India. And you try to use the dates. You try to answer in chronological order in introduction, before the event, and after in conclusion after the event. So you should mention this. This should be the pattern of writing an answer of history. Second is that for ancient and medieval new NCERTs, one question comes from them. So ancient and medieval new NCERTs, they can be used for history. And third is that for world history, I made notes out of old NCERT of world history, but it's a very lengthy one. So if you haven't made notes, then you try to get hold of notes, toppers notes. So the point is that in world history, the input output is very less. Sometimes the questions are not even asked. You should have a broad idea that this event happened at this point of time. These were the major players like unification of Italy and all these things. So that would be for world history. For post-independence, the post-independence NCERT is good. So that if you have summary for that, that would be very helpful. So this covers, I think, GS paper 1.
And I think world history and post-independence, a lot of questions are also not being asked, right? Last few years.
Right. Right. In fact, last year, world history question was not asked. So I advise you that you have some material like 10 pages, 20 pages, having briefly that this thing is there. So right now you can make those things, like one day you can spend there, and then don't, because you should be able, if all of a sudden a question comes, then you should be able to manage that question. So that would be my advice, that all the events, try to get certain notes, if that's possible, broadly, that this thing happened on this date. So in any case, you can make reasons for that, social, economic, and political, that kind of thing can be tried.
Yeah, exactly.
But some like dates should be known at least, who are the major players. So this you should know.
Moving on to paper 2, I think in paper 2, Dr. Rajesh has scored very well. So his sources for paper 2.
Yes, paper 2 is a static source. Now let's start with the sources. The polity is there. And for polity, I think one is governance is there. And then we have international relations and social justice. So these are the 4 elements we can start with. So let's start with the polity. Now polity, we read Lakshmikant. You have to read Lakshmikant again, but with a different mindset that first of all, you should have idea of all the articles, like most of the articles that you can use. Then in 1 or 2 pages, write down all the articles. Second would be that in Lakshmikant, there is mention of some scholars. Like according to this scholar, this preamble is called Key to the Minds of Constitution Keeper. So those names you have to remember, because in prelims there is no need for those names. Now there is a need. DPSPs, you should by heart them. So that would be for Lakshmikant. There is a topic called this thing, comparison with other constitution. For that, vision value added material can be referred to for polity. So that would be there. Along with that, for current affairs, I used to refer to mains 365, and that will come in the last month. Along with that, Dipin sir is there in Forum IS. I took classes from him.
Yeah, so current affairs we'll discuss at the end. Only current affairs. Right. Now the static
for now governance, I made my own notes because of COVID, some time was there, so I was able to make notes to the self notes, or you can refer to the vision value added material for governance also. And for social justice, I refer to Yojana. One element was there, Yojana magazine. So you search on internet, and then from Yojana you can get elements of Yojana. Plus, along with that, mains 365 tries to give figures about it. And finally, international relations. Only there is no static need. I think if you follow Dipin sir notes, that is more than enough for international relations, because in those notes they provide even the static element that what was the Indian foreign policy, what are objectives of Indian foreign policy, that kind of thing. So these were my sources for GS paper 2.
Okay, great. So next we have GS3. Again, this is some sort of ambiguity is there in this GS3 sources.
So the point is that GS3, I secured around 99, and that is a good score because people are getting 60 and 70, 80. So I would say this was on account of the fact that I had one page write up on all the issues. So we can say economy is there, environment is there, science and tech is there, along with that disaster management and internal security. So these would be the subdivisions. Now for economy, let's start with the economy. For economy, one important area is agriculture. So agriculture is very important. It disproportionately gets repeated, and you just need to have certain idea about it. So for that, you should put an extra effort, especially the food processing industry, so that you should focus on all the things that are mentioned about agriculture. You should get a hold of it. So for example, this cropping pattern on all this thing, I got hold of La Excellence notes. From that I prepared this thing. Now second element is that inclusive growth. Every year a question comes on inclusive growth and sustainable development. I refer to World Bank. There was a document by World Bank which compares poor growth and inclusive growth. So this nicely explains this concept. This you can use. For other aspects like energy, infrastructure, and all this thing, I refer to MK Yadav search notes. So MK Yadav is an institute. So from his notes, I referred to that. For environment and disaster management. So for that, I refer to vision value added material. You should remember this. There are two elements to it, so that you can always use. For environment, you should know what are ecosystem services, like provisioning services and all these things. That part you should know. Plus for disaster management cycle. So all these things are given nicely in vision value added material, so that you can refer to. And now coming to science and tech. So mostly current topics are covered. So you refer to current affairs, mains 365 I refer to. Along with that, you should have awareness about space biotechnology and the nuclear program. So a little extra effort, you can Google these things along with the nanotechnology. So some basic ideas you should be able to know, and their utilization, how they are effective. Try to use life cycle approach, how during the various phases of life this technology would be used. Along with that, current affairs is also there. Finally, internal security. I will say this is the most important area, like just like GS1, society is there. For GS3, internal security is there. In fact, you can predict question that this time this question will come, and this time. So you read the syllabus. I refer to MK Yadav's search notes for internal security, and I have that like keywords. There is an explanation in there. Along with that, some people are saying that a friend of me told that a new value-added material of vision has come for internal security. So that you can refer to. So that is available in the market. So in either of the two, MK Yadav and SARS or vision value added for internal security. That was my source for GS3. So
actually, last year there were some tricky questions also. I think they asked intra-generational and intergenerational about inclusive growth. So how do you handle such vague questions?
So now there is this idea of sustainable development. So within this idea of sustainable development, there is this idea of intergenerational, intragenerational equity. So so along with the idea of inclusive growth, you focus on sustainable development. Along with that, was some more tricky questions also came. Last year, in 2020, they asked a scheme completely, National Clean Air Program. So for the generally what happens is for schemes, we just focus on the current ones, like for prelims only. For mains, we do not read schemes. So I feel that now one extra thing that people should prepare is there is flagship schemes, some broad idea and targets that you should know. I think this water related scheme, Jal Jeevan Mission, that can be expected this year. So that would be there.
Okay, great. So lastly, the most important and most, this is the part where a lot of aspirants have queries, the GS4 ethics paper.
Okay, now there are two parts to it, GS paper. Paper 4, one is that case studies and one is the static part. Now, I would tell you that for the static part, you should stick to one source. I will share my experience that in the first attempt, I just read lexicon and I got good marks. In the second attempt, I read lexicon and this Luqman notes, but my marks reduced. Later on, I decided that I will stick to one notes only. So I will suggest either you take Luqman's or you take lexicon or Atul Garg. So all these three are equally good, but don't take two of them. Only one should be there. So this should be your source. Along with that, for examples. So there are two sources of examples. First source is that there is a book by D.K. Balaji, but that is a very big book. So if you have already been able to drive out examples from it, so then it is very effective. Along with that, you use newspaper. I used to use Indian Express newspaper. There is a page, I think third page that comes with regard to the case studies. So you take case studies from them, and then you also take you also search who got these Padam Bhushan and all these prizes. So you can quote their examples, and that would be new examples. So you awardees of these you should be able to do this. So with this, static would be over. Along with that, I think most important thing that I missed was second ARC. So second ARC is very important. You should have a summary of second ARC. So complete second ARC you cannot do right now, but you should have a summary, vision summary is there. So that you should be able to do. And there are one or two questions that will come directly from second ARC, and you would be able to answer them if you have read second ARC. Plus it will help in others also. For case studies, I will say that you refer to past year papers and toppers copy. I'll say I think our senior Vishakha Yadav's copies are very good. So I refer to that. So senior toppers copy you refer to. So that way you would be able to know how to answer a case study and how to effectively answer. I refer to Vishakha Yadav's case study questions, answer writing. So other people can refer to any other topper. So that is there. With this GS4 is over.
That's really good. And for the second ARC, only the fourth report or other reports, any important?
I think one is ethics in governance that you should do a little extra. Fourth report, along with that, others are also important. One on civil services reforms, one report is there. But this summary of vision completes has all the things. Fourth report, you can do a little extra effort and do it from Drishti. Drishti IS has a summary of fourth report. So that report is a little more exhaustive. So you do that. For second ARC.
That's great, Dr. Rajesh. Actually, your sources are so extensive. So, that's the reason why I think, you got such good marks. But thank you so much for sharing all this information. And next, current affairs, as you were saying.
So now for current affairs, you for prelims, you need only width. But in mains, you don't need that much of width, you need the depth. So I will say that for width, you refer to this mains 365, but you identify that these are the topics that are more in news. So mains 365 will provide you the breadth. For depth, you need to do extra. For example, in my case, I refer to Dipin sir notes and MK Yadav. Only Dipin sir's notes. For static, I referred to MK Yadav. So Dipin's sir notes give very good depth for those areas. So that is for current affairs, because what happens is that you sometimes know that this question would be asked, but if you want to, but other people would also be able to write that. But if you want put certain little extra effort, you would be able to score little better marks.
Okay, and regarding newspapers?
So newspaper, I will say that you use newspaper just to know that this thing is more important. Along with that, case studies, you can collect case studies from newspaper. So that is there.
Okay, you had quoted Indian Express before, right?
That's Indian Express. Yeah, I refer to Indian Express.
Okay. And lastly, about answer writing and general pointers, your flow charts or diagrams or anything extra regarding answer writing?
So first, initially, I would say that you need to do time management before the exam also, during the exam also. So before the exam, I will say that because you have 70 days, I think roughly two months are there. So you divide it into, for the preparation aspect, I will say you have to balance optional and general studies. So how to do that? So first is that you have to do, so some people say that you daily do it, but I tried to do that, but that I didn't find effective, because some part of the syllabus, I was not able to see that some part of the syllabus is completed. So that is there. Second aspect is that, so I later on decided that I will focus on weekly division, like 1 week would be divided into 3 division of. So I feel weekly division is better than daily division of the GS and optional. So this way, because why it is so, because what happens is that if you complete certain areas of syllabus, you would feel confident. But in daily, what happens is the proper the elements are not ticked. You are not able to do that. So that was there. Now within the weekly division, how to balance it? Like first month, you give more time to optional, say 4-3. But in the last month, you reverse it, because by that time you would have GS current affairs. So that would be there. Or either 3-4 you can do, or 2-5 also you can do. So anything that is you are comfortable with. So you have to do it in a way, because in the second month, what will happen? All the current affairs of GS will come. So you would be, if you have some optional part left at that point of time, it would be difficult for you. So that would be balancing this GS and optional. So this is time management during before the exam, and during the exam, I will tell how to manage the time for answer writing. So how, during the exam, first of all, for GS 1, 2, 3 papers. So what I used to do is that I used to attempt first 5 questions, initially 1 to 5, then 11 till 20, and then 6 to 10. So why I used to do this, I will tell you the reason. First of all, you should remember that first impression is important. So in order to establish a first impression, 1 to 5 I attempted before. Second is that afterwards, what happens is that if you from 11 to 20, they carry more marks. They are 15 marker and 10 marker. So you should be able to fill more space there. So then you focus on 11 to 20, and in the last minutes, you do 6 to 10. This even though if the 6 to 10 are not that nicely attempted, then the impact on your score would be little less. So this is my strategy for time management for paper 1, 2, 3. But paper 4, the little extra is needed. You attempt first the case studies. All the case studies you attempt first. Why I will say tell you, because case studies you need to think. So if you are able to do it with a fresh mind, that is very effective. What happens is that because paper is lengthy also, or in the last minutes you may not be able, your mind may get stuck if you are writing case studies. But if you are writing a static thing, you would be able to write it because you know anyway definition of all these keywords like attitude, aptitude. So the definition at least you would be able to manage. So attempt case studies first and then the later static part for paper 4. So this is my suggestion
I
for
think
time
it's
management.
a really brilliant strategy by Dr. Rajesh Mohan. This is the first time I'm seeing this. A very nice strategy, I think.
Right. So along with that, I will say that one more thing is that you please read previous year questions. They are very helpful.
Yeah.
So people don't do that and do that. Along with that, I will also like to tell about, it just came to my mind, how to start answer writing. I think that's the topic, kickstarting the answer writing. So there are two parts to it. I will say initially you start in order to break the hesitation. Just now results have come. You start writing 6-7 questions daily. Then after, when you are comfortable with writing them, so then you do a 3-hour paper. 3-hour paper is very important. Till the time you have not written 3-hour paper within 3 hours, you would not understand its utility. So I would say that the next week you try to write answers, like daily answer writing you can do, but later on you should focus on a 3 hour. So that paper attempt should be there for test series.
Great. And also in this daily, weekly, the current affairs part you used to do daily. I mean, GS and option current affairs was daily.
Now for the first month, I used to just do half an hour newspaper, say case studies and all this thing, and broad news would in my mind. But don't do current affairs in the first month. Okay. Rather complete the static part of GS, whatever you have not been able to do during prelims preparation. So because there are areas of mains that's not there in the prelims. So for first month, you focus on your optional and those areas of general studies which are static. And in the second month, you focus on the current affairs because by that time you would have compilation of everything.
Okay, great. And also regarding answer writing, your how did you practice the diagrams and flow charts and all?
So for answer writing, I'll tell 2-3 points. First point is that the number of points that you write in the answer are directly proportional to the number of marks you will get. So more points, write as many points you can do. So you can also trick the examination. I will give you an example. For example, it is for 15 marker and you are writing points, say 1, 2, 3, this many points you have written on one page. And now the page is getting like you have to do this, flip the page. So then what do you do? They're like, if you have written 4, you can write 6. So then 6, 7, 8. So you can think of doing this kind of activity also, like some person suggested me. So this way it will look more points. Second is that for diagrams, you should box the diagrams and as many diagrams as possible you do. Now for diagrams, I'll say you should know how to make a rough India map, world map. Along with that, you should be able to know various types of diagrams like pie chart and all this thing. Then for paper 3, try to make cycles if that's possible. Try to make use of these graphs and all this thing. So that's there. So that is for that thing. And try to write point wise, except Indian society. If there is something like this, explain this in the question, directive word, like explain this, then you try to write in para. And for others, try to make points, as much points as possible.
Okay, fine. So I think that's great. And I think we have got a good gist about how to kickstart our mains preparation. And I feel if one can follow this, 70 days is quite an achievable target with all these pointers. And yeah, at Alchem IAS, we are going to start a course. I mean, a new course is upcoming. It's by Mr. Jayant Puri. I think 1 second. So we are having How to Ace Essay course by Mr. Jayant Puri, who has secured All India rank 210. And we're going to have an orientation introductory session on 4th November, and the batch will start from 8th November to 12th November. So roughly, we are going to have at least 8 essays discussion in the classes, and you'll also be able to write 8 more essays. So on the whole, you'll be practicing around 8 plus 8, which are 16 essays. And the cost of course and other relevant details will be shared to you on 4th November. So please keep tuned to the Telegram channel Alkem-IAS for the upcoming course. And of course, every day there'll be a daily Google Meet session followed by the class. So you can also directly interact with Sir regarding your essays. So that's it, friends. That's the end of today's session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Okay, thank you so much for having me, and I think it was a nice interaction. And to those who are appearing, who have cleared the prelims examination, I have already told them it is a golden opportunity. But for those who have not cleared the prelims, I also got these queries on my on various videos that I have a YouTube channel also. So some people are saying what to do, those who are not able to those who fail to clear the prelims. For them, I will say that, see, one thing is that you have a UPSC dream. So if you want to pursue that dream, you have to be aware that there are failures associated with this process. And prelims is so dicey, becoming so dicey every year, that you never know that if you have a bad day, you may not be able to clear that exam. So one thing, if you are sticking to your dream of pursuing and continuing in this field, you should learn from this failure. So there is a saying that every cloud has a silver lining. So rather than seeing this as a failure, you try to learn that. So you can see it in a positive light also, that now you are having some time where you can improve on the static part, especially answer writing, mains, optional, that things you can cover. So try to cover that. Otherwise, sometimes people get stuck in the vicious cycle of pre-mains and not able to invest time on that aspect of the mains preparation. So for those who are not able to clear, I would suggest them to take it in an objective way. And before deciding anything, you one thing you should never do is don't waste those 2 months that you are having, and try to utilize maximum in mains, not for prelims. Start prelims after January. Don't waste these days on prelims. So that is my advice, and best wishes to those who are writing the mains. Thank you.
Yeah, and also please subscribe to Dr. Rajesh Mohan's YouTube channel. He keeps posting really good, motivating stuff. And also subscribe to his Telegram channel, Dr. Rajesh Mohan Notes and Strategy. So bye-bye, friends. Thank you so much for joining this session. And any doubts, any queries, you can directly contact us on the Telegram channel of Alkem-IAS or directly to Dr. Rajesh Mohan. So bye-bye and take care and all the very best.